In the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring.
People are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't.
In the ritual of Baphomet the transgender to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring. These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything that includes blessings for his people. That's why you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. So it doesn't look like Katt Williams is taking his foot off Diddy's neck anytime soon. And you know what, don't mind it at all. Because how else would we get the tea on Diddy's alleged satanic rituals? That Katt swears he has evidence of Katt has been making waves this year because of the truth bombs he's been dropping about the industry. And we barely recovered from his Club Shay interview when he had another chat with Joe Rogan, where he exposed the occult rituals performed by the likes of Diddy in the industry. And before you chalk it up to Katt being a lunatic or high or chasing clout, remember that when it comes to Hollywood, nothing is ever a coincidence. Also, Katt is far from the first celebrity to warn us about the occult rituals being done in Hollywood. So what are these rituals about anyway? And how is Diddy connected to all of it? Let's dive right in. We don't let that change the content, because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth. And nothing but the truth, so help me go. So some of us thought Katt Williams was going to back down on his truth-telling spree after the backlash he received from his Club Shay interview, but we were so wrong. But it seems like Katt was serious when he said 2024 is the year of truths, because he's back at it, exposing more dirty secrets about the entertainment industry. The thing about Katt is that you can call him crazy or desperate, but his story has remained the same ever since. That's why when his recent interview with Joe Rogan dropped, it wasn't surprising to see that Katt was still on his mission to expose the industry. However, the things he said definitely left jaws on the floor. Because baby, nobody can prepare you for hearing that your entire media consumption is carefully orchestrated to feed you certain propaganda and make you believe a certain reality. Katt told Joe Rogan that Hollywood is just one big propaganda machine, and that the entertainment aspect of it is just a happy coincidence. Industries can be built upon your ability to know certain things against certain people. And this was before we call things promotion and marketing. You know what I mean. That's Hollywood is not really there to entertain you. Like, that's great that that happened, but propaganda is something now. This idea isn't exactly new or radical, because it's been known for years that the government uses the media to control how its citizens think. If you're in doubt, just look through any history textbook or study any of the past notorious governments in the world. Or better yet, look around you and observe how once the government wants to push a certain agenda, they look for celebrities and media personalities that can soft launch those ideas to the public. According to Katt, you don't even realize you're consuming propaganda until it's too late. Remember when Katt said in his Club Shay interview that specific industry figures get paid to ignore real issues and instead focus on what they want you to focus on. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. Well, he basically said the same thing in this new interview now. It's not a secret that the CIA and other government agencies do get involved in Hollywood projects to spread PR, military propaganda, and whitewash war crimes. TV shows like Homeland Agency and even blockbusters such as Oscar-nominated Zero Dark 3 are rumored to be backed and promoted by the CIA. An investigation by Deadline revealed that the CIA and Pentagon collaborated on the script for Zero Dark 30, a movie that essentially legitimizes advanced interrogation methods. As Deadline reported, the CIA and the Pentagon both have offices dedicated to approving and defining movie scripts to ensure they are portrayed in a positive light. Now, propaganda isn't always a terrible thing. And like Katt said, no civilization can do without it. However, When you add Hollyweird to the mix, what you have is a cocktail of really bad things. Katt then went on to talk about alleged Baffet rituals that take place in the industry, which he says is connected to Hollywood's dress-wearing practices. For men, to give you some context, Baffet is a deity that was supposedly worshipped by the Knights Templar, which is a military order of the Catholic faith that was known for being one of the wealthiest and most popular military orders in Western Christianity. For centuries, Baffet has been represented as having binary features, half human, half animal, half male, half female, half good, half bad. As a result, some Christian activists have started theorizing that Baffet is a symbol of the trans agenda. Whatever that means. Katt said something similar in his interview with Joe Rogan, when he talked about Baffet dress wearing and transgenderism being linked together. I had seen that word third transgender was bum, met the transgender and so I knew that in the ritual of Baff, met the transgender to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ring really. And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things will become popular in the future. As usual, some of y'all tried to paint Katt as being crazy or getting high off that good stuff. However, others are saying Katt might be onto something, because there have been several rumors of Diddy being involved in these sick rituals. If you'll remember, Cassie's lawsuit mentioned Diddy going to great lengths just to set up freak-off sessions. He would allegedly pick out the candles and arrange them in a very precise manner, make Cassie and the male escorts wear masks, and even make her wear specific colors of lingerie and nail polish. Now, Gandil has also mentioned that Diddy didn't just watch these rituals, he actually participated in them. So you feel like Diddy was having they had to be for both of them. They was in the room, right? You right, it's a freak-off section, right? She said it's a freak-off section. If she say it's a freak-off section, brother, she ain't the only one freaking off. What's crazy is that Jane has talked about Diddy being involved in these secret rituals in the past. He once posted on his channel that Diddy hosts these solstice parties, where he and his fellow cult members pay homage to certain idols. Gene even mentioned that at these parties, Diddy and other attendees engage in something similar to freak-off sessions when they're done with the main ritual event. And because it landed on 12/12 at 12, that's when rituals, sacrifices, and prayers and everything was given to certain idols. And on the third day they drank, they be married and be happy, and the men would give gifts to each other and house with each other. Folks have suggested that this is the reason why Kim Porter wanted to get away from Diddy so badly. Kim's birthday is December 15th, the day when, as Gene mentioned, Diddy hosts these ritualistic parties. Now there have been speculations that Diddy was using Kim to engage in some sort of ritual that kept her under Diddy's control. Apparently, she later found out about these rituals and tried to leave Diddy and expose him. Jaguar Wright once talked about how Diddy became very uncomfortable when Kim started writing a tell-all book that would expose him and his dirty secrets, which is why he had to take her out. In fact, Jaguar said Diddy allegedly systematically took out everyone around him who wanted to write a book that could expose him and his little shenanigans. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body, proof that she had been poisoned. You know that they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas and F-thing me. No, you want to know what they all had in common, the survivors. And in the Lake of Uptown Records, they were all writing to books. Andrew was writing a book. Right before he died, Heavy D was working on a book. Before he died, Kim Porter was working on a book. Before she died, another person who talked about Diddy possibly taking Kim Porter out because of what she knew of his secret rituals is Sloan Bella. Sloan Bella went viral just a few months before Cassie's lawsuit dropped for some videos she shared on YouTube, where she made some disturbing allegations against Diddy. And one of those allegations is that he got rid of Kim because she was planning to expose some of the things she saw at his parties. Sloan then talked about how she was sure Diddy was a member of some sort of cult that performs satanic rituals on young boys and men, through which they can control these boys and young men, and feed off their light ritualized, thought-out plan specifically to the person down and hide behind their energy. That is what we are talking about. We are talking about the ritualizing raised aggression directed at young children, mainly male, in order to harness their energy. As an example, Sloan mentioned Justin Bieber, who, as y'all know, has struggled with substance use and depression for a significant part of his career. Over the years, many people